training for my first 50K, week 2. Here we go. I have just a little over an hour on deck today with some fun, spicy hill reps. Let's get stuck into this 50K training. Okay, just finished up the first 35 minutes, 15 minutes warm up, 20 minutes endurance pace. Now we're gonna roll into some 2-minute hill reps, 6 of them actually. So 6 by 2 minutes up this guy. 2 down, 4 to go. Okay, I didn't pick the best hill because I get to the top of this just barely over a minute, but it's nice because it kind of mellows off and then goes back up another hill. It's all good. Still trying to find the right locations to train on out here. Two more to go. Oh yeah, just finished up those 6 by 2 minute efforts. Yeah, still trying to like learn the trails and like good spots out here, so it wasn't like the perfect 2-minute effort uphill. Steep enough and technical enough, and even some of the downhill that I had to do on the backside is still good for the quads. So all in all, I'm happy with that. Sitting at 1,400 feet of vertical gain with only like 4 miles. So yeah, that's what I call a good little hill rep session. So got 20 more minutes of just easy running, finish up this day, and done. As I trip over rocks.
Happy Gobble Day. That is right. It is Thanksgiving, 26th of November, 2024, and welcome back to week 2 of training for my first 50K. Let's go ahead and just jump on into how this week's been going so far, being that it is Thursday, and once again, I am starting this series in the middle of the week. Monday was actually scheduled for a recovery day. So I took Monday off from running, but I did ride the bike. Went out on the bike and got an hour and a half and about 30 miles. Super mellow bike ride, nothing crazy. Still technically a recovery, but instead of doing nothing on my day off, I wanted to get some movement in. Tuesday, I know you guys are going to love this one. Tuesday, I did not do any 50K training. I did not run. I actually ended up doing a long ride Tuesday, which ended up being 98 miles. So no running again on Tuesday, 98-mile bike ride. Now I know people are going to say, well, why are you riding a bike? Why are you losing out days on training for this 50K? Look, I've always done multiple sports. I've always used cross training, so I don't feel like I'm losing out on anything. But at the same time, I make content, and I do still have to stay on top of making videos of cycling. So with that said, I opted for doing a long ride Tuesday, 90-mile bike ride. And I do feel like it does benefit me for running. Hear me out. So the nice thing about the bike is basically it's extra fitness. And being that the bike is less wear and tear on the body, it's a lot easier to ride easy, and you don't have to put all your weight down on your legs running over terrain. I think there's a huge benefit to riding a bike. So that's why I opted for a long ride. I knew I was going to get some really good endurance out of it. Yeah, I think there's something to be said about cross training, especially using a bike. Like, running is very hard on the body, very hard on the joints, very demanding. and it really does beat up your body. Cycling is so much easier on the body. It's so much easier to do an easy spin and basically your body feel completely fresh. Then let's roll on to Wednesday. Wednesday was the first workout of this week. So Wednesday was planned to be a little over an hour. My Wednesdays are always going to be either speed sessions or hill reps. Those are always how my Wednesdays go. Yeah, the session actually went really well yesterday. Like I said, I had that big bike ride, so it was kind of questionable how I was going to be feeling going into that workout, but my body, when I first started the run, I was definitely on the tired side and my legs were heavy, but as soon as I got into the intervals, like no issues, I was able to push up hills. It kind of actually probably brought me back from being a little bit fatigued to feeling a little bit fresher. So yesterday's workout went really well. I'm super happy with that. And this morning, Thursday, enjoying my morning cup of coffee. So good. Now Thursday, obviously, it's a holiday. It's Thanksgiving. That does not give me an excuse to just screw off the day. Usually this time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, I'm usually off of training because that's normally when I do my off season. So I'll be training through the holidays, obviously, this season. You can't let holidays be an excuse to slack off on your training if you have a goal or a race coming up. Don't get me wrong, enjoy it, spend some time with the family, but don't overindulge, don't slack off so much that you fall behind on what you've been working towards. I think that's the big thing. So for me, today is Thanksgiving, obviously, but I still have an hour-and-a-half run to do today, and I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to keep rolling forward. The holidays is not an excuse to drop all of my hard work. With that said, enjoy your holiday, but don't let it take over. Still get your work in. So the plan for today is an hour-and-a-half run. If I'm feeling really good, I might push it to 2 hours. It's just going to be endurance pace again. I'll probably do it on the road because I've been running a lot of trail lately, and I don't need any more vert currently. So it makes more sense to stack some more miles and stay on the road. Welcome back to week 2 of training for my first 50K. I'm going to enjoy my coffee, I'm going to eat some breakfast burritos, and then we're going to go get this run in. 'And the road goes on forever. After a nice morning coffee, a few chores, and a couple breakfast burritos, I am getting in my run. 90 minutes on deck today. If I feel like it, I can push it to 2 hours. Endurance pace, just keeping it steady miles. It is on the toasty side today. I think we're already in 70s, and I'm overdressed. I should have done the tank top, but that is my own fault. There's some breeze, which feels great, and then these other sections, there's no breeze, so I feel like I'm roasting right now. Almost 30 minutes in, an hour and something left. Yes, I do it. Nice, quiet road, because everybody's watching football and stuff in their face. One hour down, 7 miles in, averaging a little over 8:30 pace. Definitely got some tired legs, kind of just feel like weights. They're able to get into a decent pace, but kind of feel they're a little stuck there. There's not much give for anything quicker. Beautiful day though. Wow, absolutely perfect weather, zero complaints. Always crooked. Eyeball boy.
Not sure if you can see that. Ended up with 10.63 miles, 1 hour, 30 minutes exactly. Yeah, I just wasn't really feeling going for the 2. There was really not much need for it, so I did it 80, but felt like hour 30 was plenty enough for today. Didn't really want to push over that. I actually feel pretty decent. My legs just feel super heavy, a little bit fatigued from the bike ride and the hill efforts yesterday. Understandable and all good. I actually prefer training on tired and fatigued legs as much as possible. I felt good enough in the run that it was like totally doable. I could have definitely done 2 hours. That wasn't the problem. It was just that the legs are kind of super heavy, so they're kind of just really stuck in one pace. There was not much more to give to go quicker or anything like that. Average heart rate 140, which is bottom end of my zone 2. Perfect endurance heart rate for that effort. It was a solid run. Definitely happy to knock out that kind of distance after 2 days of putting in some pretty decent volume between bike and a run. The key thing for that run, really, especially when I run on road, is to keep the paces as consistent as possible. The elevation wasn't going to change a whole lot, so the goal was endurance pace, but also to keep the splits as close together as possible. And I think I nailed that pretty good. Mile 1, 8:48, and then went 8:29, 8:28, 8:29, 8:26, 8:24, 24, 29, 8:33, finished with mile 10 at 8:20, and the last 0.6 at 8:17. So I hit that spot on, exactly what I wanted. And that is a Thursday. Now I get to enjoy the rest of my gobble day, eat some pizza, chill, and hit it again tomorrow. "30 minutes into today's 90-minute run, 3.6 miles in. Legs are feeling pretty good today. Spirits might be low, but at least the legs are feeling good. It's very hard not to chalk this week up to a loss. It just kind of feels like it, and it's nobody's fault but my own. And I get training for things. Things go good, things go bad. Trying to find the light at the end of the tunnel and be like, yeah, I did get some good out of this week, but currently just not feeling that way. I'll talk a little more about that probably on Sunday at the end of this video. But for now, what I can control is knocking out the rest of this hour and getting those miles in this morning. I'm gonna focus on that and do just that. "75 minutes down, 9 miles. The thing I'm choosing to control today is my time and distance. I ended up taking a longer route. I don't know how many more miles or how much more time it's gonna add on. All I know is the body is feeling good, and that's something I can control today. So we're gonna go for a little bit of extra distance and extra time, and that'll at least make me feel a little better at the end of this run, that I was able to put in some kind of little just extra bit. Oh, all right. Basically added an extra 30 minutes onto that. Today's run was 2 hours, 14.5 miles, 8:16 pace, average heart rate 142. Happy with that. Happy finally to knock out a 2-hour run, and B, something a little bit over the half marathon. Need to keep eking past that 2 hours and that 13 miles. So Saturday, done and dusted. Sunday. Made it to Sunday. This week completely got away from me. Not sure what else to say. So let's just kind of run it back real quick. Monday, the 25th, supposed to be a recovery day. So I did my recovery day on the bike. Easy spin, a little over an hour and a half, just under 30 miles. Tuesday, I opted for a big endurance day on the bike, Long Ride Tuesday, which ended up being 98 miles, killer endurance. Wednesday, finally got back into some 50K training, a little over an hour, 6.3 miles, nice and spicy hill reps. Holiday Thursday, ended up with 10.62 miles Friday. If you're paying attention to the video, you'll have noticed we jumped from Thursday to Saturday. That's because there was no run Friday. We'll talk about that in a second. Saturday, long run, 2 hours, 14.5 miles. Which then brings us to Sunday. Sunday fun day. Traveling. No miles. Yeah, look, life happens. Things happen. I am not thrilled about this week, but I am making a weekly series. I am going to put it out there, and I feel like the ball was dropped this week. Monday and Tuesday, yes, I rode the bike. Monday was recovery day, so that was automatically out. Tuesday, like I said earlier in the video, I still have to make cycling content. I still have obligations, and I like cross-training as well, cycling. I don't think that was a loss. I don't think Tuesday was a loss for not running. I think I got a big boost of fitness because of that long ride and that endurance. However, Friday, I woke up totally wrecked, went and did a little hike with the dogs, and then my body was not feeling it. I am very in tune of when my body needs a break and it doesn't need a break, when I can push and cannot push. I have done 20, 30 hours of training. I have overtrained, I have undertrained, I have trained through tiredness, but I'm very conscious and very aware of how my body is feeling and whether or not I should be pushing or not pushing. So Friday, I woke up completely wrecked. I don't know if it was the bike ride and then the super hard hill reps and then stacked on a 90-minute run back to back to back, or didn't sleep great. There can be so many different factors. I know I should have been able to push through those 3 days and gone into Friday and should have had no issues putting in at least another 90 minutes. However, I was wrecked, and it was to the point where it was not going to be beneficial pushing my body through anything. The workout, I could have definitely done it. It would have been sloppy, and honestly, I probably would have woke up Saturday feeling worse. So I made the decision, did not run on Friday, just cross that out. So that was me just being conscious. There's a lot of time still left in this series, a lot of time left in this training before this race. It wasn't worth taking that gamble on the body and potentially feeling worse for more days when I could just simply recover. So regardless, yes, Friday, flop. Saturday, super pumped on Saturday because I woke up feeling better, slept good that night, and I was able to knock out 2 hour long run and got in a good chunk of miles. Sunday, I knew it was going to happen no matter what. I knew that was going to be a travel day, going back north, going back home. I knew I was going to lose out on that day. It's a 10-hour drive. Like, you know, could I have gotten home and maybe jogged around the block? Sure. I'd rather just scrap this week at this point, start fresh on Monday, and just push hard next week. It is what it is. I mean, you know, some weeks are great, some weeks are terrible, and this one just turned out to be a flop. Obviously, the mileage was way low this week. I only ended up with 31 miles of running, just under 5 hours of running. I did at least get 1,900 feet of elevation gain on the runs, so that's good. I'm going to wrap this up with saying I'm always hard on myself. I always want to do more. I'm always upset at myself if a workout doesn't go good. I'm always upset if I miss a workout or if life happens, things happen, I get upset. That's just me. I like to go nonstop, full tilt, all the way. I hate missing out. I hate missing workouts. I hate when workouts don't get. That's just me as a person. That's just who I am. The positive is I still got 3 key workouts in. 3 key running workouts in. I got my hill reps in. So that was a key workout right there, doing those intervals. That's massive. Anytime you can get speed workout in or hill reps, that's a key workout in my opinion. I got an endurance run, so that's number 2. So that's kind of that just steady run, just real foundation, real good for the base building engine. Got that in, so that's the second key workout. And then the third key workout is I still got a long run in. I still got 2 hours in, 14 miles, almost 15 miles. So while yes, I may feel like this was a complete waste and a terrible week and I'm losing out, I still have to look and realize there was 3 key workouts, and those 3 key workouts are definitely like good cornerstone foundation, and I am still progressing forward. And if you really want to look at it as shut the hell up, you really did better than you thought this week, the bike ride. 90 miles on a bike, I don't care what you say, that is huge fitness endurance boost, regardless that it's on the bike. So technically there was 4 really good workouts that actually benefited me going forward and training, and really there was no real loss, no loss of fitness. If I was just to drop off like 3-4 days, then I should beat myself up. So while it doesn't look pretty for this video and there was not a whole lot, I cannot get too down on myself when I did still put in some work. I still put in some quality sessions that I am going to get fitness out of. That's all I got. That is week 2 of 50K training. The nice thing is I'm back at elevation, so I have a couple weeks at elevation. I can crack down, get everything really dialed in before life fluctuates and things again. All right, it is late on a Sunday night. That is the video right there I'm editing that you guys are watching. So with that said, I am going to wrap this up. That is week 2 of training for my first 50K. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If you guys have any questions or you just want to say, yeah, you are slacking, drop it in the comments. You know, I'm always going to be hard on myself. It's like what they say, you are your own worst critic. That's just how I am. I'm excited to go into the 3rd week. I am ready to train. You know, I'll probably be a little bit tired tomorrow just because of the travel, long day of travel. But otherwise, it's going to be just right back into the swing of things, and I'm excited for week 3. And with that, I'll see you in the next one.